Jeez. Yeah, sorry about the mix-up there, folks. You're here watching it's Dr. Ben's Comics, your favorite friendly neighborhood source of the news that's they won't cover. The news they won't cover in the other places. But no, we just, I want to cover some of the stuff that I got. I went to the comic shop the other day. I wanted to go show off some of the stuff I got. And I got stuff in the mail. And you know what I'm saying? Like on Sundays, we do Goth night with all the other fellas. And, I don't want to load everyone down just making a Goth night all about me. It's boring, So I figure show up today and do a little, like I said, a little update and, all the different stuff going on. I got gonna be doing a local fair at there's gonna be a whole bunch of vendors, food trucks and stuff. I'll have info on that. I've got different stuff going on. I've got For the Fans Fest. We got to figure out what's going on with that. And but that's what I wanted to cover these comics. I got stuff in the mail. Oh, that's what we should show. Heck yeah, that's what oh, nice. It's already blacked out. That's perfect. I got mail. One of them is this prize for drawing Vito, I believe. I believe this is from Ray Ray. That's what it says, Ray Ray. Look at that. Oh, yeah, well, you can't see it says CPU on there. Well, anyways, I got a prize for drawing Vito. Vito Gesualdi, I think is his name. Not quite sure how you pronounce his last name. And actually, you can own a copy of the drawing I did. It's right in here. Inside cover of Van Piglet issue number 2. I guess I got my thing on here. If I gotta take this off, you can see what I'm talking about. But makes no sense. All right. Yeah, the inside of Van Piglet issue number 2 got this beautiful drawing of Vito from The Biggest Problem in the Universe. There he is depicted as a version of Jabba the Hutt with Katie Did there tied up as slave Leia and what's his name? Dick Masterson. There he is. The biggest problem in the universe. You can get your own copy of that. And of course, that's an homage to Sam Keith, Sam Keith's drawings. And Van Piglet too. But I mean, it's not going to come with whatever this thing. Let's see. There's a sticker. Oh shit. Okay, that's what's in there. Oh, look, there's a bunch of little stickers. Apparently, I also won Ray Ray as happy stickers as well. So, look at that. Ray is happy. Something, a cat. It's just like opening up one of those Pokemon cards. A mouth, maybe? I'm not sure what that is. Oh, there's a couple of things. Another mouth. Something else. Some people. A baker. Keep getting it upside down. Oh, guy with a hat. Oh, that's Alex. That's the pimp on a blimp. That's Alex Stein. Nice. Another picture of this apparently Dick Masterson. That's the little stickers he sent. Paper. Dr. Ben crushed it in the Golden Veto contest. Savor this ultra rare and playable Magic the Gathering Veto card. Stay happy, Ray. All right. Well, got it open. Oh, thankfully it's taped in here. Okay. Well, look, there's a maybe I should turn the light off for that so it doesn't shine. That still shines with that. I think that makes it black and white. Oh, you know what? Maybe if I put it under the other thing. Yeah, you know what? I'll do that. Yeah, I got hair in my mouth. Shit. Hold on, let me flip this thing around here. Because we'll look at the comics and shit we got too. So yeah, so apparently this is a Magic the Gathering card. He says it's playable. Looks like you can. I'm trying to be careful. I don't want to. Oh, it's metal? What the fuck? Is there two cards? I don't know what this thing is. It's heavy. It's metal. Vito's food. How's my audio? Nice. How's my audio? If you're listening and my audio's bad, let me know as well. I don't know how you play this in Magic the Gathering, but apparently I'll have to take this to a shop or something, or talk to my Magic the Gathering playing friends. I like that it came with this nice little sleeve to keep it safe. So that's nice. Yeah, I don't know if that's actually how do they play with that because that's metal. It's like heavy. You're not, that's nice. I'll find some way to. I got this nice handwritten letter from Ray. Thank you, Ray. Thank you for it was a fun contest. Uh, you know, like I guess yeah, I'm gonna do that real quick. Well, no, let's get these out of here because I don't want to have these on here. I'm trying to open up stuff over them. That would be kind of dumb. Yeah, so these are I got my comics the other day. I get comics from the comic book shop from Captain's Comics, toys, and what you might ask, and they're also I'm not sure where the code here goes to. But that's their 6551 South Main Street, North Kingsville, Ohio. Captain's Comics, toys, and my local comic shop. They're always kind enough to put me up for free comic day. I get to give out, inflict my comics on people, So shout out to Rikus. I went in there. We got, of course, I've got subscribe to absolute. You have to be if you're going into a comic book shop, you have to get Absolute Batman. This is issue 20. I believe this is supposed to be the birth of Lego Batman. No, I think it's supposed to be Lego Bat, or I think it's supposed to be Lego Batman in here. I believe it's supposed to be Robin. Absolute Robin is brought into here. There's of course Absolute Joker. Fun, great stuff. He's a creepy guy in this. I've had several people explain to me the story behind Absolute Batman, and I've been buying it since it started coming out. I still couldn't tell you. He's Bruce Wayne, but he's poor instead, I think, and the Joker has the money, is what it is. I don't know. They like to piss off or try to piss off conservatives is their main deal. It looks like he's kind of toning down his art. This is that Nick Dragotta because it was like Batman was all distorted looking, but here he's kind of looking like they're getting just into more of a not really so distorted and just like that plain old like this DC house style. I mean, it's DC's biggest thing, so I'm sure they're kind of clamping down on whatever crazy stuff they were doing at the beginning. Probably saying no to a lot of stuff they're trying to do now. Well, who knows? That's what I'm saying. Absolute Batman. You gotta love it or hate it, And this week they also had two Swamp Thing comics. They had this a reprint of the first the anatomy lesson. I think there's an Alan Moore comic of Swamp Thing before this, I think, but this is the one that really set off the whole thing. Dude, got it right now, dude. The cat just gets insistent, and I already have this in the Swamp Thing graphic novels, but like there's something that's just really cool about going in and getting, it's got all the old ads, an ad for Qbert. For some reason I remember Qbert was not allowed. Qbert was bad when I was a kid. uh $1 Million Christmas Rebate Spectacular. Scooter, leave. You can be up here. Don't mess with the microphone, dude. You'll get electrocuted, son. That's so sad. The cat is he doesn't listen as cats do, But yeah, it's printed on nice old newsprint. It's the start of Alan Moore's, like notorious or infamous Swamp Thing run. This is where it really kicked off. Steve Bissat's Alan Moore. Yeah, good job. Look on how he's knocking shit over. Cat. See, say this isn't going to be like a super long stream. And then this is the other new one. I had to get this hollow cover, the hollow foil or whatever this is, hollow foil, because one, you get all your fingerprints. Love to have my fingerprints in comics. Perfect, This is the long unprinted final comics of Rick Veitch's run on Swamp Thing, which Rick Veitch was one of the other people that worked with Alan Moore, on these sagas of the Swamp Things, right? Like him and Steve Bissett were basically neighbors in Vermont and helped each other out. They had both gone to Qbert school together, and so because I think on this first one, yeah, it lists anatomy lesson lists Steve Bissett and John Toddleben as the artists, and then I wouldn't say for sure, this one also had Rick Veitch or which ones, that's a whole. I'm not one of those channels that gets into like super nitty gritty details like that, But issue 88 is where Rick Veitch was his run was cut short, right? He was supposed to have a 4-issue series, 88, 89, 90, 91, and they shut it down with 88. They didn't print it, and Swamp Thing wasn't published for a few months while they brought in someone else because he quit instead of, there was the controversy. Swamp Thing meets Jesus, and that script for issue 88 has been out there for years since then, because that would have been 1989 when this would have originally been published, right? So I'm saying it's just like a super. It's pretty wild, all kinds of. It seems like the Jesus part was mainly just in that first issue, and then this we get. I mean, think about this. Rick Veitch gets to go back and play around with like Swamp Thing and John Constantine. You know what I'm saying? Like he gets to go back and play with John Constantine from 1989, the 1989 period. You know what I mean? Like that's just crazy. Like, so, and look at that. This stuff is it's fantastic. This looks exactly like it just came out of like those classic like DC Vertigo titles, Well, actually, I think at the time it wasn't. Swamp Thing wasn't Vertigo, or it was? No, it wasn't. No, because look, this is their checklist from back then. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I really like these because they're putting in like the, it would have been Animal Man 14, New Titans 58. All this stuff that would have been coming out in 1989. Doom Patrol issue 25. You know what I'm saying? Like all this stuff this was before they had started the Vertigo imprint. I mean, this stuff is it's just pure catnip. You know what I'm saying? If you're someone that likes the old Vertigo titles, and obviously the old Swamp Thing title, I mean, this is just perfect. Brand new stuff to read. You get to see Abby again, and like back in the prime of all this. Gotta get it. And then at the end, it has I thought it was letters pages originally, but it is Swamp. It's like art, little kind of like editorial style articles from Tom Mandrake and Vince Locke, it's artist. It's a portrait of Michael Zulli. Michael Zulli was originally the artist that was supposed to draw this. He passed away. Well, back in '89 as well, and then that's what I'm saying. Fantastic stuff. And then while I was there, I saw they had this a reprint of I'm just loving these reprint comics. It's like the new stuff, but this Superman written by Alan Moore, Kurt Swan, and Kurt Schaffenberger drawing it. Is this like that? I have to get it. Whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow, or the classic story from Alan Moore. Like, you got, what I'm saying? Like, you don't just pick this stuff up off the newsstand, brand new copy. Sales Leadership Club, fantastic. And Spawn 375, world record breaking comic. 5 more pages, same price. What is the price? $3.99. That's not bad. Nice hefty comic, nice paper. Brett Booth art. I mean, Brett Booth and Steven Segovia. Okay, not so sure about Matthew Rosenberg. I think that might have been one of those kind of dopey writers that wrote The Punisher, but I don't care. Brett Booth drawing dinosaurs, Spawn. I think there's a dinosaur Spawn is what I think there might be in this, which I'm good with. What else is here? So, and then the other stuff I grabbed. I don't want to get all these under all the opening up new comics here. This is the new comic from there. Christ. I hope I didn't. Maybe I did. I might have. I scratched. I bent it a little bit. Dear Lord, put your thing inside some plastic, Nate. Dear Christ. It just opened it and it gets stuck on this fucking stuff. Right? Maybe I was just supposed to rip it off, but Christ, that's ugh. You gotta put your stuff inside of plastic or something, dude, for real. Okay, for real. I mean, these are fantastic comics. Wishbone, the new comic from Nate. And this stuff is like psychedelic. I mean, it's psychedelic. Look at these colors. No robots were assaulted or manipulated for this either. But yeah, you gotta Jesus, put it inside a plastic bag before you send these things out, dude, for real. Christ. They like rip that thing, and it's like, this is like it's a poster or something. I don't mean to like yell at you. I'm sorry, but nice. Thankfully, the gum stuff there didn't do anything. And again, that's partially my fault. My fingers don't work so well opening things, but this was in a nice, safe plastic Mylar bag. No danger. This is a beautiful poster. Thank you for throwing this in there, sir. Take back all the mean things I may or may not have just said. What else? A little like flyer. Each of them comes with a little thing. Okay. Cool. Oh yeah. So I think they all might be sold out. I don't know. I'll put the he only did like 1,000 copies, and I think he had already sold most of them when he put them up. So, but the comics of the future comics. Let me just show this off again, because this stuff is so good. It's a young fella, and I believe he's part of the under 20 crowd. A teen dude, a teen kid, Nate Garcia, drawing this stuff that is just Zooey Mama. Shit. I mean, this is just, and it's like, it's funny. I haven't read this one, so I'm not gonna be able to like tell you which spots are like the best jokes in here. But I mean, knock knock, yoo-hoo. Let's see. What does it say? Bobby socks over here. You, hello. Oh man, look. That's like his art is so, his colors. I think it's only $10. I think that's what it was, $10, maybe $12. Shit. Fantastic though. But I mean, this is like, you know what I'm saying? I think of like indie comics, underground comics, and I mean, this is, you could slip this into like a pile of like old hippie comics from like the 60s or 70s, and nobody would know the difference, you know? I mean, they might not know what a Pop Tart is. You know, they'd be like, Pop Tart, what's that? That sounds fun. Pop Tart. I don't think they had Pop Tarts back in the day. Oh, Purino Nino, man. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's Naker C. He knows what he's doing. He's a good kid. Good kid. I'll leave that up there. Oh shit! Where'd the knife go? There. This is another one. Another one with no bag. Fantastic. This is the infamous giant size 63. Well, folks, this is a terror for your own eyes. This is the book that I got kicked off of. I was blacklisted from Giant Size 63 because of being friends with Ethan Van Sciver and Comicsgate and speaking out against cancel culture. So I gotta take a look at it. It's dedicated to Ed Piskor, Tony Watt, and Sam Blanchard. Okay, well I actually have an unpublished comic that Tony Watt and Sam Blanchard and me were all creating. Huh. Ed Piskor, well, you know, some people blame me for his suicide. Not many, but you know, a couple on Instagram that were pretty angry. Cosmic Zion Productions there. This man, this planet, it's got some good stuff. I like it. It's got the right newsprint feel to it. I'll have to go through here and give it a real solid dig through. But I do want to point out that none of the guys in here sent me a copy, so I had to find this by my own methods. There's Milo Trent. There he is. William Hofknecht, and art by Milo Trent, colors by E&M. Good looking stuff, Milo. This is a page by that Tony Watt fella. He was an absolute nut out of Canada. He sent me. I've got this huge script and like layouts and pages for all this giant comic about Elvis being a super secret agent, and it's all like it's like a million different fonts on every page, and it's all kind of like 60s 70s like groovy daddy-o language and stuff. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Man, he passed away, of course. Tony Watt passed away. Sam Blanchard passed away. Ed passed away, of course. This is yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm interested to take a look through it, see what they said there was like a backup page. Like in the future, there will still be stores that sell comic books. 1960. Here we go. The afterword. We'll have to look this up. Yeah, because this was a 1963 thing. I mean, it was the annual was supposed to be out there, but it was one of the things that Ed and Jim of the Cartoonist Kayfabe after Image Grand Design, maybe you draw the 1963 annual. They're talking about the 1963 annual. Comics that never came to be. Like, it's one of my dream comics. Damn near the top of my list, if not number one. It's old Jimmy Rugg. Yeah, it's. Oh, there's. You know what? I'll show this off since. How do I grab? Hold on. Gotta do a little manipulation here. Well, no, I gotta pull out. There's a Don Simpson companion piece to this. That's like Don Simpson's characters. He does. There's a part. There's also a pinup from him I saw in here too. What was it? Well, I'll go over that more in depth later because that's what I've got my own. It's a whole heated conflict, And I think this is the last one. Yeah, I won't. Again, I guess we're gonna find out once more. I'll get these out of the way. We're gonna find out once more if they. Oh, the other thing was that. Okay. I like she's taped this close. This is one of my pet peeves is people, packaging their comics. I feel like I'm just gonna rip the cardboard. I know, oh, Jesus, son of a. Okay, well, this is out. Everyone sucks at putting their comics in bags, apparently. Alex, despite, well, you know what? I'm not going to say anything because I'm going to tell you why. Because it's all of them. Okay. She also sent along extra comics, extra copies of issue 4. Look at that. Look at how big this is. This is a big comic. Like, it's like magazine size comics. She sent along extra copies, 4, 5, and 6 of The Devil's Grin. And got the new issue. I also figured out I'm stupid because I already have issue 7. So issue 7 is going into the box for self-destruct, for Reverend. There is nudity, so be careful, sir. I will warn you of that. No, we got the brand new issue number 8 of The Devil's Grin. Desire, flesh, disease of the serpent. Alex Graham. More nudities. This stuff is, again, it's like it gives me such a feel of like old underground comics, old like stuff that I would find like in the 90s. Like I remember getting like Meat Cake by Dame Darcy. I guess that's probably like what it reminds me of a lot, though not as like unstructured. Like Meat Cake was very not as like rigid, or it's not as like put into like panels, but the same like the way she draws like figures is very reminiscent to me of Meat Cake. Was it Dame Darcy? And sort of like the absurd, like it's like normal people, I guess. And it's just their lives and like what's happening with them, arguing, fighting, living their jobs. And I don't know, almost like a soap opera, but like somehow not boring like a soap opera, because it's sort of set in like modern day, and kind of like it's one of the few people that I've seen like cover stuff from like the COVID era and all the weird lockdowns and quarantines and all the mask stuff. Like Alex kind of covers it without being preachy or like judge. Like it just kind of like, because I mean that whole thing was absurd, and for people you've got to like you got to acknowledge that anytime you're talking about that whole 2020 period. It's just the absurdity that the life became, basically. And there's just something about it. She seems to cover that. It's a whole. Tell me with these tiny letters. This is why I got to use like the phone and put it over these things to be able to read these tiny words on these things sometimes. But it's worth it. They're good books, and I've seen different people were giving Alex Alex crap about different stuff, trying to cancel her or whatever. And so, that's what I'm saying. You gotta, anytime people are trying to shut somebody up, it's like, why are they trying to shut you up? It's not good. There's got to be a reason why they're mad. That's probably something I want to know. Woman to woman. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's not, don't be fooled. It's not like, it's not that kind of woman stuff. It's weird. Not that stuff. It also reminds me a lot of, like Chester Brown. Like Chester Brown would have like weird little angels and demons kind of like floating up in his like imagination sometimes in his comics. And just sort of like the way like Chester Brown's art, like he just draws like his style. The same with like with Dame Darcy. This is how they draw. This is what we're doing. This is how it is. This is what everyone looks like. And it's the same. To me, it's like looking at like a cartoon, but just in this chopped up form where you can like reading the comic, you're reading through the story, and it's like you're able to like kind of like manipulate the time, go back and forth, see things ahead in the story, see what's going to happen. So it's like when I read comics, it's not like I'm looking at them to be like surprised, you know what I mean? Like, but I want to see like how people do things. Like how does this person draw this scenario, like, oh no, wheelchairs. I was in a wheelchair before. They suck. It's okay to say that. Like, that sucks to be in a wheelchair. Like, I can see anyone like clamoring to be in one, but ugh, they're danger. They're in danger. Why am I talking about wheelchairs? What the fuck? Yeah, it might be time for me to like go ahead and wrap this one up. That's what I'm saying. This is not going to be like a super long stream. Oh, you know what? We should. I guess I will pull up. Oh shit! What did I just do? No, I'm like, oh son of a gun. Okay, hold on. Move something. It's like the screen. Okay, hold on. Let me pull up. Oh yeah, I know what to pull up. I'll just pull up my thing is this it? I just wanted to talk about the Dark Horse, right? Started a union, or they're trying to start a union. Is that what it is? Yeah. Yes. Let me pull this up. Oh shit. Okay, hold on. Share the screen. Okay. Hold still. I'm trying to do this. I found if I don't do things correctly here, I'll usually like, there's something this is doing. Son of a gun. Yeah, this is me just trying to operate the computers, folks. Thank you for bearing with me. Thank you. Hold on. Okay. So this was just what is this? Bleeding Cool. Oh no, this is the DC Blackout. Well, that was what I was going to cover too. Well, shit, I guess we'll cover that. We'll talk about that. The DC Comics Blackout. This is over on Bleeding Cool. What are they saying here? They say that a DC Comics fan boycott launches after 1,200 days without an ongoing DC Universe comic book series with a black lead character. This is from Rich Johnson, the long running writer behind the Bleeding Cool. Today it is 1,200 days without DC Comics publishing an ongoing DC Universe comic book with a black lead character. As a revolt, fans of DC Comics are launching a boycott campaign against the comic book publisher. Later today, they will be issuing this statement widely. We are calling on fans to cancel their DC Comics that are on their pull list until DC solicits and makes a black ongoing available for pre-order, and in turn put that money saved towards publishers and titles that are deserving of their dollar that value telling everyone's stories. There is amazing work coming from Image, Boom, Vault, Ignition, and others that is worth investing in. We are also asking content creators to cease
reviews and promotion of DC titles past and present until DC solicits and makes a Black ongoing available for pre-order. They are showing with their actions that they do not value Black stories, so we should not give them free promotion. Supporting the movement on social media by using DC So White and DC Blackout. Hashtag. Showing your pull list with no DC books is an amazing way to show your support, as well as the petition that will be released as well. Okay. It's certainly been an issue of late. The closest you get right now might be Joe Mullion in Absolute Green Lantern, but that's A. But A, that's the Absolute Universe, and B, it's an ensemble book. Everything else, such as Mr. Terrific or Static, has been in a shared book or miniseries. Sometimes both. It wasn't that long ago that this wasn't going to be an issue. DC Comics was going to retire Bruce Wayne as Batman and replace him with Luke Fox or Jace Fox, Lucius Fox's sons, as part of the 5G initiative. Written by John Ridley, Tamara Fox would have been in the new Robin. You would have also have Tara Flor as a Brazilian Wonder Woman and Joe Mullion as the Green Lantern lead. And Jackson Hyde as the new Aquaman lead. But then lockdown happened, plans changed, and the executive responsible, Dan DiDio, was fired. The line was repurposed to be the 2-month event Future State, and Jace Fox's story was repurposed as the miniseries I Am Batman, set in New York. Turns out he wasn't Batman, though, and the series was dropped. Oh, shit. Okay, well. Okay, I honestly don't want to read all that. These are just, I can't, I don't know. I can't, there's like, everything is like, well, there is this one and this one and this one, but they're not, this one is not, like, all right. I mean, I don't know. And it says that, like, whatever the people that were all, the person that was responsible for all what the, the ones that were supposed to be replacing Bruce Wayne with Lucius Fox's kids, that guy was Dan DiDio. But they don't like Dan DiDio ever since he went on John Delarose's channel. He did an interview with John Delarose, and they said that Dan DiDio was, the worst thing in the world. Like, I don't know. Am I supposed to pull up these things when we quote them? Is that what we're supposed to do? I mean, I don't really feel like other people be pulling up their sources, but who knows? What else should we do here? Oh, let me see. Why does it keep? That's that with Bleeding Cool, man. Their site is just filled with just so many. This is the one I was looking at. Oh no, that isn't the one I was thinking. Son of a gun. Hold on. No wonder. I think the thing about the is this it? Yes. Okay, this is it. This is the first one I was looking for. The Dark Horse Workers United. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. With this DC thing here, DC the ongoing blackout or whatever, like, I don't know. Like, what am I? Why would I help someone with a blackout? Because, I mean, as people have pointed out that like there's plenty of like Black creators that are currently working, so you'd be like saying don't buy their work. Like, if you're really like worried about Black like, what is it they're worried about? And a comic, they don't want like creators that are Black to get money because they don't have a Batman comic that's exactly the way they want it. Like, it's just silly, and it's so like short-sighted and just not serious, like I guess that's what it is. Not serious is how but you have people like Rich Johnson here trying to prop it up. Oh, the DC comics, blah, blah, blah. They gotta, why is this journalist like propping up this nonsense? Like, or, I mean, I guess it's not, it feels like he props stuff up because he doesn't really push back against things. It's like he just covers it and kind of adds in like pro stuff, like stuff to complement it. It's like, you got to push back on these things that you cover. You can't if you're just covering them, then you're just doing free promotion and you're just, silly. Okay, so this is what I was looking for. The Dark Horse Workers United. Workers of Dark Horse Comics are forming a union. Please read our mission statement below. And you can look them up on Twitter. I think they're on all the other social things, I would assume. And they're upset about something and they want a union. But it's not I replied to it like kind of tongue in cheek. So I'm saying this is old now. By now, it's from 3-4 days ago. I said, wow, comic creators, artists, and writers finally have a union to protect them from being exploited by unscrupulous companies. I guess I have to pull this up to show, because then like everyone started replying. They're like, no, it's Kaiju Kingdom replies. It's the office only. None of the real talent. This is for the editorial staff. Artists and writers work as freelancers. Sean says, incorrect. Volume dealer says, okay, Commie Ben. I'm not sure what that means. Commie Ben. I like, even when people try to insult me, I'm like, thank you. Thank you for that. But yeah, it's not for the actual writers and creators. It's for the people that like maybe are in a warehouse, like shipping people. So it's not actually a comic union. And that's the thing that a lot of these people kind of slide along with. Like they don't really kind of like point that out like that. Hey, it's actually not for the artists and creators. Like they don't have a union. Like this is just for, I call it like unskilled labor. It's people jobs that like anyone can do. You go in there, hey, can I help in the warehouse? Sure. You got to put stuff in a box. You got to take stuff out of a box. You got to wrap stuff with plastic. You got to put a label on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, you're not making a comic. You're shipping a comic. It's like they're leeching on to like the artists being like, we're in the comics union. It's like, but you're not the people that are actually like making the comics. And they're not going to protect like the artist's rights, like the way the Image Comics created a union, but they retain the right to like immediately cancel any artist that they didn't like for any reason, essentially. Like they didn't have any actual, just the vague like upset feelings, or they feel someone's a racist or a sexist or this or that. So, and we've seen how that's abused and corrupted, and it's just used to like prop up your side of an argument then, and use, it's not, they're not really trying to find whatever an end to racism or whatever. It's never about that. so yeah, those are the other things wanted to cover. Oh, and I guess I'll cover too, since we've got, can I bring it up? I don't know if I'll bring it up or not. That's what I should do. Instead of looking at this, I'll pull up my this isn't even the one I want to cover. Pull up the the eBay. Yeah, here we go. I pull it back. Sorry about that. Put it back on the stage real quick. Fan Piglet 1 and 2, you can get your own copies right now on my eBay. You can either get this is the Fan Piglet's Goth True Crime Comics bundle. It has the first issue and a bunch of the old comics I have. It has the Ash Can. It's got Babies from Hell, the illustrations from Ripperologist as I've done, No Legs, my old manga. Or you can just get issue 1 by itself, or you can get issue 2, which is the one I was just talking about here. Let me share this one. That has the beautiful inside picture of Vito Gesualdia from The Biggest Problem in the Universe with Dick Masterson. I believe it's a Actually, I think he might have been fired from the biggest problem. So this is actually an item of history documenting when Vito was still beloved by the biggest problem folks. Now has been kicked to the curb and is wandering the wilds of the internet looking for shows and podcasts in which he can grift from. So, own a piece of history. Get Van Piglet 2. The second issue is representing some of the first strips of Stanley J. Wabbit, along with fresh new jokes and fan art from Omer Glitch, everyone's favorite Omer Glitch. This beautiful picture of Van Piglet that he drew for me. He even sent me this original artwork, but not letting it go. He thought I was going to try and resell it and just grift off the Omer Glitch name. No, sir. That's going on the wall. We're doing renovations right now. As you can see behind me, we're still in renovations, but that is going onto the mantle. So it's also Van Piglet 2 is the one that it's got stuff about that same book we were talking about. Drop my darn. Okay, I'm okay. Okay, we're all right. Yeah, this is that same Swamp Thing 1989. It talks about it in Van Piglet issue number 2. So find out the real stories. Van Piglet issue 3. That's what I wanted us to kind of get to here. Van Piglet issue 3 is already in the works and has got a cover from the Eisner Whizzing artist behind Bobby Digital and the Pit Full of Snakes. The amazing Eisner winning artist that helped co-write and draw. Drew the RZA. He got to drew Bobby Digital himself, the RZA, as a freaking Shaolin samurai chopping heads off. Bacillus Lolos, the freaking Greek contingent of the Wu-Tang Clan. Okay, that's who I got drawing the freaking cover for Van Piglet 3. So what I'm saying? There he is, Bacillus Lolos. Writers, RZA and Vasilis Lolos and Ryan O'Sullivan. I mean, that's some high praise. You know what I'm saying? Getting to work with a co-writer with the RZA. Like I said, the Greek contingent of the Wu-Tang Clan, one and only Vasilis Lolos. I've got a cover from him for Van Piglet. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, Vasilis' stuff is off the chain, anyways. We're gonna have to get him on here these days. Lure him on with some baklava or whatever. Is it baklava? No, I can't remember what that stuff they make with pistachios in it. Oh my gosh, like puff pastry stuff is the best. Okay. All right, that's I think that's it. Is that all I've got? Vendor fair. I talked about that. I gotta make up like a flyer for the vendor fair because, like I said, it's in my town in Conneaut, in Ohio here. Conneaut's the most northeast corner of Ohio. Go further east, you're in Pennsylvania. Go further north, you're in the lake. So swim on up here, train all over here, drive your bus or whatever. Get yourself over here June 27th. And there's going to be a whole bunch of food trucks. I'll have comics there. I'll have my comics. I'll have, I'll bring some extra like boxes of like dollar comics, like old stuff that people, just general stuff people like, old Spider-Mans, old Batmans, X-Men's, old stuff. I bring old weird comics. It's gonna be fun. There's gonna be food trucks, other people. I'm gonna try and get see what other my comics buddies are around here if I can get them to pop up too. It's gonna be a party. It's gonna be a whole event. It's a fair. It's gonna be summertime. It'll be good. But that's all I got for now. Or we got Van Piglets on deck. We got Goth Night. Goth Night is going on tonight, 9:00. Come back for that, and I think probably go over to see what the CG Church boys are doing. But that's what I got for now. Like I said, I'll put links. I'll put links to Nate Garcia's thing in there in the bottom, and what else did I get? Oh, and Alex Graham. So I'll put something in there for Alex Graham's book too, The Devil's Graham. Thank you. Again, shout out to Alex Graham for sending the extra devil's grins. And also, I'm going to assume you once Rev gets these, once he'll also thank you because, pass along the doubles so we can do some actual reviews here. It's going to be, we're doing some real reviews. We got ads coming up in the American Nature or Santos Sisters and all that stuff. So, we're turning into a real gosh darn comic book podcast here. We're going to cover the news, talking about unions, comic book unions, making fun of them. I make fun. I don't care. If you like them, whatever. I mean, it's a good idea, I guess, to give people, protections to their jobs. But we're trying to leech off a comic book artist like everyone always has. So, shout out to the official CG branded marijuana vaporizers. Comicsgate branded. It's always got the best terps. CG terps is what you need. CG's terp got the best terps. Got the best terps in Ohio. Comicsgate, that's what it's at. Till the next time, don't do nothing I wouldn't do. And here's a little ad for Van Piglet. There's a little intro video I made for Van Piglet.
All right, next up, the rock star, the one and only Thick Comics publisher, Dr. Ben. It's thick, right?
No, I'm getting a flashback to all these Stephen J. Canal movies or TV shows. Riptide! Thank you, Dr. Ben.
Yeah.
Ben is just yelling, "You're wrong, cats." All right, well, here's
see the Benz on dubs. When I roll 20 deep, it's 29s in the club. Niggas heard I fuck with Dre, now they wanna show me love. When you sell like Eminem, then the hoes they wanna fuck. Look, homie, ain't nothing changed. Hoes down, G's up. I see exhibit in the cut. Hey, nickel, roll that weed up. If you watch how I move, you'll mistake me for a player, a pimp. Been hit with a few shells, but I don't walk with a limp. I'm in the hood in LA, they saying 50, you hot. They like me, I want them to love me like they love pop. But holla in New York, the niggas will tell you I'm local. And the plan is to put the rap game in a chokehold. I'm fully focused, man, my money on my mind. Got a meal after deal, and I'm still on the grind. Now shorty says she feeling my style, she feeling my flow. Her girlfriend with her, they buy and they really can find me in the club. Bottle full of bub. Look, mommy, I got the X. If you into taking drugs, I'm into having sex. I ain't into making love. So come give me a hug. If you into getting rubbed, you can find me in the club. Bottle full of bub. Look, mommy, I got the X. If you into taking drugs, I'm into having sex. I ain't into making love. So come give me a hug. If you into getting rubbed.
Man, these people took my kids from me, then they closed my bank account. I got so much anger and they got no way to take it out.
My flow, my show, brought me the dough that bought me all my fancy things. My crib, my cars, my clothes, my jewels. Look, nigga, I done came up and I ain't changed. And you should love it way more than you hate it. Nickel, you mad? I thought that you'd be happy I made it. I'm that cat by the bar, toasting to the good life. You that faggot ass nigga trying to pull me back right. When my joint get the bumping in the club, it's on. I'll wink my eye at your bitch. If she smiles, she gone. If the roof on fire, let the motherfucker burn. If you're talking about money, homie, I ain't concerned. I'ma tell you what banks told me, cuz go ahead, switch the style up. If nigga hate, then let them hate and watch the money pile up. Or we can go upside your head with a bottle of bub. They know where we fucking be. You can